Hey, good evening, everyone. This is Gibran here from Realco Capital. I hope you're doing well this evening. So today I'm talking to you about the luxury, ultra-luxury components of the Dubai's real estate market. This has been well documented how hot this part of the market has been, right, since at least quarter four of 2020. And we saw a really strong 2021, but transaction volume and prices and velocity of sales is actually accelerating in the start of 2022, right? So that's very, very bullish, and I want to talk to you about that. I'll talk to you about a couple of trends and examples of transactions, and I also want to talk to you about a couple of incredible luxury, ultra-luxury developments that are available for sale in the off-plan market, right? Because in the off-plan market, you're actually going to find value for money or options which don't even exist in the ready market, and I think it's something that you should definitely look at if you're looking in this segment of the market. So, there's obviously lots of reasons why the market in Dubai is doing really, really well, but, just to kind of summarize it, right, we kind of live in a bubble in Dubai, and so if you're looking outside of, and if we're looking at, what's happening in the world right now, right, there's currency, food, and energy shocks underway, there's a war taking place, so there's volatile equity markets, and of course, there's a lot of geopolitical tensions, but in Dubai, like I said, we live in a bit of a bubble. We wake up to different headlines, like, for example, this morning we saw this headline where UAE topped the global rankings for one of the best places to actually start a business. What I understand is it's not just about real estate, right? So we've seen previous cycles in Dubai where real estate was driving it. There's a lot of speculative activity, but that's just not the case right now. This is a broad-based expansion underway. It's attracting global talent, global entrepreneurs, and of course, high net worth, ultra high net worth individuals. So let's talk about market strength, right? And this is just for 3-4 days ago, Dubai recorded its highest villa transaction ever, right, at 280 million dirhams, which is $77 million. And this transaction was concluded by Bellevue Real Estate. This agent that transacted it is just 25 years old. That's absolutely incredible, and it's not the first time he's done transactions like this. So if you're looking at this $77 million and you're trying to put a benchmark to it, just to give some perspective, and I'll leave a link of this article in the description, the highest value property in London currently is on the market at around $40 million, New York $170 million, Hong Kong at $82 million. So, Dubai is kind of breaching that upper limit right now, and it's just very, very bullish for this market that Dubai is now considered one of the top destinations for ultra luxury. And so staying on the Palm, the Royal Atlantis, which is one of the most incredible buildings under construction anywhere in the world, the sales here started around 12-15 months ago. It is absolutely completely sold out, right? So prices here for 2 bedrooms, not huge, right? They start from around 10-11 million dirhams. The whole building sold out. The only property available is the Royal Penthouse, which is listed at 180 billion dirhams. That'll get you about 27 to 28,000 square feet, right? So that's something really special, and hopefully that will transact soon. It's not just about Palm, or apartments. When we look at ultra luxury and we look at data here from Hausa and we look at Emirates Hills. Emirates Hills is where Dubai's most expensive villas are typically found, right? These are all mansions. And look at the data here, where you're seeing in the last 5 weeks, 5 transactions have been recorded, right, with values ranging from 22 million to 75 million dirhams. That's absolutely incredible, right? So if you went back 2, 3, 4 years back in time, right, these kind of transactions were taking place, lesser values potentially, but they'd be spaced out over several months. This is showing you the velocity of transactions. And then if you look at Dubai Hills Estate, made a video recently talking about this. But Dubai Hills is very popular because it's one of the places where you could buy custom built houses or make your own custom made home, right, in these communities, enclaves here. This is luxury, ultra luxury, prices ranging from 30 to 150 million. In Dubai Hills, we've seen capital growth of between 40 to 60% over the past 20 months because there's just not that many options out there, right? So if we come back to the Palm Jumeirah, and we're talking about ultra luxury, one of the best known ultra luxury developments in Dubai is the One by Omniyat. And so this development had a total of 94 units. The majority of them have been sold in the last 20 months, you can say. And currently there's just 1 unit available for sale. This is the same building which has the penthouse, which was sold for 120 million dirhams. I believe that's one of the most expensive penthouse transactions recorded in Dubai. And so just to give you an idea of what living on the One looks like, this is actually an apartment available on the secondary market for sale. It's at 60 million dirhams. Look at the views of this. And this is 8,000 square feet, and if you go on the terrace area here, you're going to overlook the Palm Jumeirah, and then it's just almost like a 180-degree view, right? So as you pivot, then you see Emaar beachfront. Emaar beachfront is luxury, it's not ultra luxury, and that's the iconic skyline of the Dubai Marina. So that's, this is what 50-60 million dirhams gets you. And so after the One, which is sold out, right next to it is Ava. This is also by the same developer, it's Omniyat, and there were just 17 units launched just 3 months ago, right? Not in the open market, and they've all been transacted. Just 14 out of 17 have been sold. Prices started from around 45 million dirhams. One of the apartments that's still available for sale is the 30,000 square foot over 3 levels penthouse over here, which is listed at 220 million dirhams, right? So that would be the most expensive penthouse transaction to take place in Dubai. The same developer also in Business Bay, the Dorechestor collection, the majority of the units sold out over the past year and a half. Just to give you an idea, this is just 2 units available right now from sale directly from the developer. So you're looking at 69 million dirhams. That's 17,000 square foot shell and core. And 50 million dirhams gets you a finished unit that's around 8,000 square feet. But these are absolutely amazing. So coming back to Palm Jumeirah, one of the things to understand is there's not that much ultra luxury supply in Dubai's market, right? So if, for example, if you're looking at Dubai Marina, you see 200 buildings here, and you would assume there must be at least 300 amazing penthouses, but that's absolutely not the case, right? Most of those buildings are mid-end, high-end, and so when you're looking at that absolute, epitome of luxury, there's very, very limited buildings in Dubai that offer you something truly spectacular. And if you look at Palm Jumeirah, most of it is high-end, most of it was built in 2005. Most of the villas are standardized with just slightly different floor plans, and they're not custom built houses, right? So the custom built houses can only be found on a couple of fronts. And then the majority of the ultra luxury stuff is located along the crescent, right? And so in the crescent, you can see there's just one last plot left, and I believe that is also owned by Omniyat, and we might see a launch on that in the future. So currently, one of the last remaining plots in Palm is also available for sale. This is a Six Senses resort, and so over here they're selling 2, 3, and 4 bedroom penthouses, sky villas as well. And so if you'd like to learn about that, please do consider getting in touch with us. We'd love to give you a brief on it. Okay, so hopefully that gives you some idea of the market strength in the luxury space, right? You can see it's very, very strong. Now let's talk about a couple of specific developments that I think are absolutely spectacular if you're looking to buy something in the luxury, ultra luxury space. And these developments, though they're off plan, they actually offer you something that you cannot buy if you enter the ready market. And so if you're looking at this tower here, this is called the S by Sobha. Sobha is renowned for doing ultra luxury developments in the region. They've built a lot of the palaces in the region. They have their own master development behind downtown called Sobha Heartland, and so they're renowned in Dubai and in the region for doing some exceptional stuff. So this is a building, this is a plot that had been acquired several years ago, and a lot of people were waiting for something to come up here because this is something very, very unique. And so it's located right along Sheikh Zayed Road. Right, it is not in a community, so it's like a standalone building, right, which is something very, very rare. This building, which has an absolutely incredible location, you have just 2 apartments per floor, right? So both sides are like 4-bedroom apartments which will have a view towards the sea, or which will have a view towards the golf course on Sheikh Zayed Road. And these are large apartments, right? So you're looking at around 4,700 square feet. And then you also have the 5-bedroom options, which are the entire floor. And these are apartments which have starting prices for around 16, 17 million dirhams. It is not in the market. It is being sold on an invitation only basis. This is something that is truly spectacular, and you can actually see the constructions are started on the site. The handover is going to be in 2024. And just to give you some idea of the neighborhood, right? So this is Media City, Knowledge Village. This is one of the major business districts of Dubai. This is where the global companies are all located, and this is where the Sobha S building is. This is where the Google headquarters is, just to give you an example. And so if you're looking at the satellite imagery here, obviously if you're from the S tower, you're going to have views towards the Palm, the sea. It's absolutely incredible. And there's no other high rise that's possible over here. This is a zoned area. This is the palaces, so everything here is low rise and already built. So it's something truly, truly special. And if you're looking at the floor plans, right, so you can see on the floor plate there's a 4-bedroom that faces the sea and a 4-bedroom that faces Sheikh Zayed Road, and this is 4,600 square feet, and the views are absolutely spectacular. So one of the things that I think should be noted is if you go to purchase a property in one of these major developers like Emaar, Nakheel, Dubai Holdings, Miras, and even if you have a budget of 15 to 25 million dirhams, there's no real differentiation in terms of service, right? And that's because their brands are already so strong, and secondly, 15 to 25 million dirhams isn't what it used to be, right? But with Sobha, what they've done is they've actually gone out of their way to give you that feel and luxury experience that you deserve, when you're buying something truly spectacular. And so when you're looking at this model of the house, right, which is built to spec, down to the square inch, down to exactly what they're going to finish it, it's absolutely spectacular. And the way they've actually built it, you can actually see the kind of views you're going to get from your apartment, right? And it's done in a really amazing way. So this is the kind of views you're going to get if you have a sea view. It's full panoramic sea views and palm views. So that's one incredible development to look at. The other one that you should really look at as well is the St. Regis residences. This is something that, if you visit downtown Dubai and you see 50, 60 buildings built by Emaar, they're all beautiful, and you'd assume again that there are multiple penthouses available there, but that is absolutely not the case, right? There are some penthouses, absolutely, but most of the properties advertised as penthouses are actually just 4-bedroom apartments, which are between 2,200 to 2,700 square feet. So they're not huge. They're not really penthouses. Right now, the St. Regis Residences, which is basically the last building that's coming up in downtown, right? And especially in this prime location, this building went up for sale a couple of months ago. Currently, they're selling 1 and 2-bedroom apartments. Most of the units are actually sold out. And, over here in the top 5 floors, they're selling about 10 penthouses. These are actual penthouses, half floors, 6,800 square feet, with prices starting from 25 million. And just look at how spectacular the location is. This is the Opera House here, and this is Tower 1 of St. Regis, this is Tower 2 of St. Regis. So you're literally right next to the Opera House. And from this angle here, you are going to get views of the Burj Khalifa and the Opera House. So the way they've oriented the building makes that possible. And so this is the floor plan. This is 6,800 square feet. This is 25 million dirhams. This is something truly unique and something that, actually stands out in the downtown penthouse market today. So that's the summary of it, folks. I hope that was useful for you. So the idea again was to give you a feel of, how strong that luxury, ultra luxury market is, and then give you some examples of a couple of spectacular developments that are currently available for sale, which are off plan, but are offering you something which you cannot easily and readily find available in the ready market today. So if you found this video useful, please do consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel. If you want to talk about anything that we mentioned in this video, whether it be one of these penthouse options or something on Six Senses or the Royal Atlantis, please don't hesitate to contact us. Our number is here on the screen. You can connect with me on LinkedIn as well. We'd love to hear from you.